Yo, what's going on, boys? How you guys doing today? Welcome back to another YouTube video. And in today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at a returning weapon for the NIGHTFASLL. And this time, it's gonna be the fusion rifle, the Plug 1. It's been quite a while since we actually had this weapon, but it's back this season with some brand new perks. I think it's gonna be pretty good for both Crucible and PVE. So in today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at what are the new perks that this weapon got, what are some of the best ones, and the ones that you should be looking for if you're looking for a god roll on this weapon. And we're also going to have a mini review where he's going to talk about the positives, the negatives, and just things I like or dislike about the weapon. But before we get into any of that, we got to talk about how to actually get this weapon. And you're going to be able to get this weapon from this week's NIGHTFASLL. If you do the Grandmaster NIGHTFASLll, you can get the Adept one, but just doing the normal NIGHTFASLLs will also give you a normal version of this weapon. If you guys do end up going with the Grandmaster NIGHTFASLL, then in the pinned comment, I'll have a video up to give you a good build for this week's Grandmaster. If it's not up yet, that's because you're a little too early and the video is not up yet, but it should be a couple hours after this. And once you unlock the weapon, of course, you'll be able to focus it at Zavala and just kind of get some more rolls from there. Now the Plug 1 is a precision frame fusion rifle, and it comes with two different origin traits. It comes with stunning recovery whenever you stun a champion, it partially refills your magazine and it also triggers health regen, and also Banger's Vindication. Whenever you get some final blows, you gain a small amount of health. Both of them are gonna be pretty good, not really amazing, but not really bad, just okay. But now let's actually move on and let's take a look at the perks that you can get on this weapon. And we're only gonna be talking about the best ones today, since I know that's what you guys are looking for. And afterwards, like always, we'll have some god suggestions, in case that's what you're looking for. So, let's get into it. Now these are the perks that we're gonna have for the very first trade perk. We have Under Pressure, Sideways, Lone Wolf, Feeding Frenzy, Reconstruction, and lastly we have Well-Rounded. So first of all, let's start with PVE, and I think in PVE you want to go for either Reconstruction or for Feeding Frenzy. First of all, with Reconstruction, not only is it going to auto-reload your weapon, but it's also going to overflow it. This is going to give you pretty good synergy with perks that want like a full magazine, something like Reservoir Burst, or even something like Control Burst. Both of those are going to increase your damage, and really take advantage of you not having to reload. So if you want to just put out a lot of damage with this weapon, I think probably Reconstruction is going to be your best bet. Now, Feeding Frenzy is also going to be another good one. Whenever you get some kills with the weapon, it's going to give you increasing reload speed. And this is going to pair up amazingly with a perk like Bolt Shot. And this is mostly going to be if you want to just kind of go on ad clear with this weapon. This is going to be if you want to go for the ad clear roll with Bolt Shot. It's not really going to pair up as well with some of the other perks, but with Bolt Shot specifically, this is like the best perk that you can go for. Now for the Crucible, the main two that I think that you should go for are going to be Under Pressure and also Sideways. They're both going to do a similar thing, which is increase your stability, but in a different way. So first, let's start with Under Pressure. You can improve stability and accuracy as your magazine gets lower, and since in the Crucible we're never really running around with too much ammo, this thing is basically always going to be on. Meaning that every shot that you do is going to be affected by that increased accuracy and stability, so it's definitely going to give the fusion rifle more consistency, and that's without mentioning how it pairs up just perfectly with Closing Time, which is an option that you have for this weapon as well. Closing Time plus Under Pressure might just be the best roll that you can actually get for this weapon for the Crucible. You're going to get so many buffs to your stability, your accuracy, your range, that is going to make this weapon very consistent. Now for our other perks, Sideways, well I don't think it's going to be as good as Under Pressure. I think it's going to still be a pretty solid perk for the Crucible. Whenever you slide, you reload your weapon, and you will also gain an increase to stability. While you don't get the accuracy like you do with Under Pressure, it should still be a little bit easier to land all the bolts, thanks to that increased stability. And this is going to pair up again really well with Closing Time. And those are pretty much the perks I think you should be looking for on this first perk. Those are going to be the best ones. Now these are going to be the options we're going to have for the second perk. We have Reservoir Burst, Closing Time, Desperate Measures, Bolt Shot, Kickstart, and lastly Control Burst. And let's start off with PvE first, since I think we have the most choices there. I think the best ones are going to be Control Burst, Bolt Shot, or Reservoir Burst. Now all these perks are going to be good in their respective roles, but it basically comes down to really what you want to do with the fusion rifle. If you want to just do damage, and that's like the main thing that you're trying to do with this fusion rifle, then you want Control Burst. It's going to let you have that extra damage, while at the same time charging the fusion rifle faster and it doesn't require a kill or for you to overfill the magazine or anything like that. All you gotta do is just hit your full burst, and everything afterwards will continue to have that extra damage. So if you're trying to do as much damage as you can, go for control burst. Now you want to lean more towards ad clear, you want to go with something like bolt shot. It's going to give you tons of more ad clear, and it's something you're going to be able to proc use over and over again, because you're going to pretty much always kill something with like 1 burst or 2, depending if it's a big enemy or small enemy, and you're always going to be jolting targets. That jolt is always going to be doing some ad clear. Fusion rifles tend to not be the best at ad clear, so putting bolt shot on this thing can actually definitely help it. And if you want to be more towards the middle, you want to have more damage for bigger enemies, while at the same time having a bit more ad clear, then you have something like Reservoir Burst. With Reservoir Burst, whenever your magazine is full, your first shot is going to do 25% more damage, so that helps you against the bigger enemies. And also whenever you defeat a target, they explode, kind of like a Firefly explosion, but it does a bit more damage. So that's going to help you with ad clear. You shoot an ad, they explode and pretty much kill the things around them. Now the downside of this perk is that you do have to have a full magazine to activate it, but since we can get reconstruction on this fusion rifle, we can overflow our magazine, and while your magazine is overflowed, pretty much every shot of that overflow magazine is going to have Reservoir Burst. So if you want to go with Reservoir Burst, you definitely want reconstruction. So if you're going for that middle ground with Reservoir Burst, you definitely want reconstruction. Now for the Crucible, you're going to want to look for either closing time or kickstart, but I think closing time is going to be the best one of the two, especially because it pairs up really well with Under Pressure on the first slot. And since Under Pressure is like one of the 2 good perks that we have, you definitely want to play into it with closing time. With those 2 perks together, you're going to have a ridiculous amount of just extra accuracy, range, handling. It's going to make this weapon feel just amazing and also very consistent. This thing is going to be a consistency monster in PvP, I think, with closing time and Under Pressure. Now, funnily enough, Kickstart is also going to have some pretty good synergy with the other perk, which is Slideways. Whenever we slide, we get that increased handling, the stability, and with Kickstart, we're also going to have faster charge time as well as increased damage. And while Kickstart did get nerfed a while back, so it's not as effective as it used to be, I think with these 2 perks together, could definitely make this fusion rifle feel pretty good. The extra stability, the accuracy, the damage, and just the faster charge time will definitely make also a pretty good combination. So I actually think both of these perk combos are gonna be pretty strong, but I'll definitely lean more towards closing time with Under Pressure, just because how often it's gonna be up without having to like do anything special. Just by having a fusion rifle in Crucible and not having a lot of ammo, our fusion automatically is just gonna be better. So because of that, I think I'm gonna recommend that combo a little more than the other one, but I think both of them are gonna be pretty good. So those are gonna be the best perks that I think that you can get on this weapon. And now let's actually talk about the God Rolls, although I'm sure some of you guys already kind of have an idea of like the God Rolls that we'll talk about. But let's start with PVE. Now for PVE, I would say that reconstruction with either the burst, Reservoir Burst, or Control Burst is gonna be really good. Like I said, if you're going more towards boss damage, I would say definitely Control Burst. But if you want it to be a little bit more balanced, then you can also work with Reservoir Burst. And if you want to produce some ad clear, you definitely want to go Bolt Shot plus Feeding Frenzy. That's gonna be the best. It's gonna give you a lot of reload, so you can keep taking advantage of Bolt Shot, and it's just gonna be your best bet for Bolt Shot. And for the Crucible, I would definitely just say Closing Time plus Under Pressure. That combo is just so good that is the combo that I'm gonna be going for the Crucible. And you guys actually might see it in a couple days when I do get it. So be on the lookout for that. But with that, that's actually gonna be my perk recommendations, my God recommendations. Let me know in the comments below what do you guys think. If you guys think that I should have talked about a weapon combo, or maybe just a perk I didn't really talk about a lot, let me know that in the comments below. But regardless, hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know also in the comments below what is the God roll that you guys are gonna be going for, and just overall your thoughts on the weapon. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's not? Are you gonna be farming for this thing or not? I know it's, a returning weapon, and I know a lot of people don't like farming returning weapons, but I think this one is definitely going to be worth it. And lastly, my thoughts on this weapon are that I really like it. And I know I'm going to be a little bit biased here because I love fusion rifles, so just by seeing this fusion rifle being back, I was pretty much going to farm it. But yeah, I'm very excited for the PvP role. I have been using the PvE role a lot, which is the gameplay that you guys been seeing in the background. But yeah, I really like the weapon. But yeah, I still really like the Plug 1. I like the look of it. I like the feel of it. I think it's still a really good fusion rifle that just pretty much got better with these new perks. I really like that you keep getting this constantly updating perks in these knife weapons, so none of them really feel like super outdated. It feels like most of the weapons so far, when it comes to like their new purples, have been pretty decent, except for like maybe the Shadow Press, because a lot of people didn't like that one. But for the most part, it seems like Bungie's been doing a pretty good job at updating the knife weapons with the new rolls, and I feel like this one right here, it is definitely a really good one. So I definitely recommend that you guys farm for it, especially if you like fusion rifles. This one's definitely not going to disappoint. But with that, that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, dislike if you didn't, subscribe to the channel in case you guys haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care everyone, have a good rest of your day, and oh wait, there's one more thing. The Nightfall build video won't be coming out today, on like the day of the Nightfall, but it will be tomorrow, up around midday. So if you guys have been waiting for that one, it's coming, don't you worry. Alright, take care everyone, have a good rest of your day, peace.